Let's get to our recap of the Tigers series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They played 2 games. One of the first game actually started in a rain delay, a 2-hour and 5-minute rain delay, so they did not get started until about 9:10 Tuesday evening, and it was a bit of a bounce back here and there between who was starting, whether it was Tarek Skubal, who was supposed to start, whether it was Willie Peralta, who was going to get the bullpen off because of they thought the game might get interrupted, and then when the game didn't start and they got to play a full straight 9 innings, slated Tarek Skubal back to start again. So it was a flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. It reminded me a little bit of the scene from The Office where Michael Scott goes snip, snap, snip, snap, right? Dinner Party, one of the most cringiest episodes of a show that you will see, but also one of the most hilarious. Snip, snap, snip, snap. That's how Tarek Skubal was Tuesday night, because he's going to start the game, but there's unexpected weather that comes in, and AJ Hinch did the right thing. If you're going to start a game at 7:05, which is what they were slated for, and then you might get a rain delay in the 3rd or 4th inning, now you've burnt your best starter, who's not going to come out after that lengthy of a delay and throwing in. So he did the right thing by planning ahead and trying to say, you know what, if this is how it's going to be, then we are going to have to go bullpen game and then just bump Skubal back to the next day, which would have been fine. And he did that because he was under the impression that they weren't going to delay the start of the game. They ended up delaying the start of the game, which actually worked into the Tigers' favor because they were then allowed to take Willie Peralta out of the starting spot, put Tarek Skubal back, and Skubal did what Skubal does. He pitched a phenomenal game on Tuesday night. I have it right here. I'll give you the line that he had on Tuesday night. He went... Sorry, I scrolled the wrong way. He went 7 innings, gave up 6 hits. He did give up 3 runs. One of them was a home run to Mitchell, I believe it was. He did not walk anybody, struck out 9, threw 92 total pitches, and 65 of those 92 were for strikes. And if you want to see the game card that I keep for most, because I try to watch 95% of the Tigers games, except for the ones that I can't get to due to work and other reasons. But if you want to see the game card from the game, I track pitch by pitch. You can check it out at DSN at the corner on Twitter. It's posted there post-game with updates on their record and where they sit in the AL Central and where they sit in the wild card race as well. But Skubal did what Skubal does. He did a phenomenal job getting the boys off the field and getting the bats back in the hands, which they did a great job offensively on Tuesday night. It was a sight for sore eyes coming out of New York. The way that they just had holes burned in their bat in New York. They come out swinging good sticks on Tuesday. They ended up with 10 hits, 5 runs on 10 hits. They did strike out quite a bit, though. They did strike out 9 times as well. But it was encouraging because they were not only just hitting the ball, but they were hitting the ball hard. We talk about that hard hit rate a lot here on the corner, and they were hitting the ball quite hard on Tuesday night against the Pirates. Javi Baez ripped a double in the 2nd inning after seeing 6 pitches. And it's something that I talked about last night on Straight Shooting with my buddy Matt, that Baez has got to slow down a little bit at the plate. He's too often chasing too many pitches so early in the count, and I'll write the total pitches on the scorecard of how many they see, and often I'm writing 1, 2, 3 for Baez, and that's just not enough pitches. But what he did in that 2nd inning on Tuesday is he saw 6 pitches in that first at-bat, which is already a quality at-bat, but it allowed him to let the pitcher make a mistake that he could take advantage of, and he did take advantage of it. He dropped the barrel head right on the ball, ripped it down the left field line for a double. Now, ultimately, he was stranded there, but at least that is a good sign. Then he smoked another ball later on in the game for a single. So good things. The offense, Daz Cameron, I think 5 of his last 8 hits have all been for extra bases, which is phenomenal. And I just wanted to read this tidbit. They had it on Bally Sports when Skubal left the game, but Skubal in his last 3 starts, He's 3-0 with a 1.35 ERA, 7 walks compared to 41 strikeouts. So almost a 6-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, which is phenomenal and something that you definitely want for the ace of your staff. Well, then that moves us to Wednesday. And Wednesday was a little bit tougher of a game. Now, they were facing, it was Max Keller, I believe was his name, that had an elevated ERA, a 5.35 ERA. And they didn't hit, or they didn't push across a ton of runs. They only scored 3, but that was enough. That's all they needed because Alex Faedo, once again, did what Alex Faedo does, and that was give the Tigers a solid 5+ innings, hold the team to 2 or less runs, and really put them in a position to win. Daz Cameron, again, another extra base hit where he tripled off the right field wall that drove in the first run. And it was really nice to see guys like Tucker Barnhart get that RBI double at the end of the game to give him a little bit of that insurance. Miggy obviously doing what Miggy does, hitting the ball hard up the middle to the right side, producing RBIs and producing runs in the 7th inning or later is just phenomenal. And they got on the plane with a 3-1 win against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way.